As you see right here, the Vic sees someone right in the sights, gonna take a couple of hits, knocks off that henchman, and he gets right in there, Mix, and gets the early elim. But that's what I'm talking about. Like, you think normally, like, hey man, I could walk around freely around these swamps, and before you know it, bop, you get right sit back to the lobby.
Making it all the way through here. Someone who had quite a quiet, you know, recent competitive standing. It's been a while since he's been up in the limelight here, but now all of a sudden finding his footing in the solo world. Jamside, someone who has been around for such a long time here, the earliest days of Fortnite competitive, still competing. A little bit of a fight here, Sancho.
Yeah, I mean, using that purple pistol, I mean, they doing some great kind of poking and prodding, looking for a way in, doing his best, trying to get that high ground retake in there, does get a good hit on the whites, and bam! Comes right across, even with that common tack.
But this is a different week, this is a different caliber of player. The information that we gather after this is going to be very, very crucial. Here's Styler, the player that took out Benji in the previous running, and this is what I mean by caliber of player. You have to respect them. Styler walks into the box and takes care of Blazified without a single issue there.
And you gotta feel confident knowing that you took out someone like Benji, right? You having that right out the gate sets up the rest of your run, and no doubt Styler is styling right now, coming from those qualifiers, here to make a name for himself. Here on board with Birch, doesn't have a great kit here, no doubt wishing that he had a little bit stronger weapons, but trying to use the fundamentals of box fighting that we see here. Monster protecting himself and poking and prodding, looking for piece control. He doesn't have it above here, so he has to be very careful. It's a very interesting fight. This is what I'm talking about. These are the fights that break out in early game now that there's so much cover to land, as Russian Swaggy putting some big hits from above is going to make the other player retreat just a little bit. They're both equal in the weapons here, Monster, so it all comes down to who gets piece control and who finds that big hit that they're looking for.
Yeah, Swaggy is leading the push right now. He also has the height easy for him right there. He's going to find a little shot that he needs to connect there, and Birch is out the game. But regardless of what, you don't know what lobby you're going to get in, right? Like, they could just be going toe-to-toe round after round, and then next thing you know, your other game could be empty on your drop spot, and things can feel a little bit different. Yaxa's going to connect here with the good shot, though.
Oh, dude, absolutely. We were talking about toe-to-toe, and he gets the connect on the shin right there. The heavy coming in the big factor, and that's a two-piece right there for Yaksu. Doing some nice work, and you mentioned it before, Monster. The elims racking up 4 points apiece, so that's an 8 points right there. Even though a slow start for him in this opening day one, this is going to be a great way to catapult himself up the placement, as we have this nice...
Not many players have that under their, resume, right? So... For solos competition, for the limited amount of competitions as of late, he's one of the few that we know we can lean in to kind of look out for.
You know, that's what it's talking about, man. I mean, Ninja's mentioned it before in the past, is when you're dedicated, you
understands that, right? They're in somewhat of a standoff here. Savage is well equipped to stay in the zone for much longer periods of time. This is do or die moment right here for Jacob, because he needs the Volt more than Savage does. And there it is. He's going to sneak right out. Remember, Jacob only had bandages, so what a great play. I mean, it was a patient play, and he needed it. So now Savage has got control of the Volt here.
Oh, I love it, man. That's one of those plays you have to make. You called it out right there. I mean, considering Jacob had the key to succeed inside, wait, not doing, kind of have 4 points right here, so he's looking for that jump start himself, trying to get in there, looking for that action, trying to get in the box, getting some hits as well. But this is where you kind of have to figure out, right, Monsters, like, is it worth fighting? Am I invested so much into this? And I think right now, Frey is all in this fight.
He needs the medium bullets, just looking at from... the outside perspective here. There are players nearby, but like you said, when you commit so much, sometimes you just got to get in and get it. And that's what he's going to do right here, is he collects the rewards here from Krejs. And Krejs is out the game now.
But this is what's more important here, is just taking control of this piece control. You're seeing some of the techniques going out here, and now it goes down to the 50-50. Big major shots are going against him, down to 35 HP. Ooh. But the skill and the aim and the prowess with that.
I mean, you really got to admire Mr. Savage running a suppressed AR right here. This is so uncommon for a top-tier competitor. You don't really see players, kind of run the suppressed weapons all due to personal preference here. But you see the benefit of having one. Regardless of what, he's going to get punished by the shotgun shot. And now the tables have turned. He's on the back. He's on his heels here. He's backing up, burning through his very precious metal. Remember, the metal material, hardest to get later into the game. He's going to choke a little bit of an edit there, but it's okay. He bounces back just enough time. Now, once again, he loses the back wall. Quick edit here. Something only one of the best mechanical players can achieve in these kind of moments, and it's looking like a Sky situation all over again. It's about who can connect the shots here. The zone's coming in. This next zone's a 2-tick. Look at how quick it was. That's what I'm talking about. Being sharp with the edits. Mechanically gifted players just have this extra level of advantage you just can't learn anywhere else.
In that area where you have to flight away from this fight, so... Oh, but he does get chopped down, Monster.
Oh, he's gonna get hit with the edit down, and I like how he knew what was happening there. He set out with the ramp out off to the side there. Now it's just a good old-fashioned box fight, and he's gonna get taken out. Avesta Minzo goes down to Fue here. We've seen a lot of action from Fue.
A neighbor called Mr. Savage who might be knocking on his door looking for that sweet 4-point sugar, and I no doubt that Peeker does not want to give him that. He's taking some pokes right now at some newly builds, and there it is, a nice 4-point pickup for there on Fake Royale. But that's a nice Peeker doing really nice here, considering that he did get tagged for a lot just a minute ago.
And more importantly, it looks like it's pushing just off of it. So as the moving zones come in later, we're going to see that elevation change. Patrick does hit the shot, and now he's going into the box. It looks like that one shot, just a shield crack in its own, was enough for him to jump into this box. He's going full psycho mode. He wants some eliminations. He's going to find one here. More points fall into his bucket, and the elim is his now. It's worth it. So worth it. 4 floppers in front of him here, Sancho.
Big time, man. And the good thing as well is that he was able to catch all the materials, because, you know, not only have to deal with the elevation, but all the loot dropping down below, and Patrick was able to grab all of that. And as you can say, man, floppers are a big thing. Bala mentioned it before. If you excel in mythical weapons, you're looking good. If you have the grappler, you're looking good. And if you got floppers, boy, oh boy, you're looking good. And not right now. As you can see, the lobby is all fanning out, and there's going to be a big fight for that ultimate high ground. But Monster mentioned it before, being on top of that mountain may not be the best place. We'll see if the risk of taking high ground works out for the players who are up there so early, as we're approaching, getting closer and closer to that 6th zone right now. And Gelato, well, of course, that 6th zone is going to be the rotating one, but Gelato does pick up a nice elim on Nate right there, and he's going to look for more picks as he's kind of gatekeeping, as doing the Storm's business of pushing people closer and closer to him. And this is where the lobby is just now looking for all those picks and all those 4-pointers that are kind of rotating in here, Monster.
That's what happens when the lobby relationship kind of lines up like this. There's too many players perched up on the slope here, and because of that, it just makes easy pickings for all the players on the backside, especially if any of them begin to engage on top of one another. If anything, they have to come to some kind of agreement to cross over now more than ever, because the zone is also revealing themselves towards that direction. As you can see, Savage is one of the players antagonizing the battle to take out the players on the backside. He's firing away here with the suppressed AR.
And not only that, this is going to rotate over the mountain. So even if you have a pad and you're on this backside, it's going to be so difficult to get all the way up. You're going to have to expend so many resources to get up and over the mountain, as Gelato is doing his best to get up and over the mountain. As you can see, the entire lobby is scrambling, using pads. You can see all the community pads going up, but that's, as I predicted, it's not going to get you all the way up and over, Monster. The whole lobby is scrambling right now, and I'm expecting the elim feed to light up, as Fanta doing his best to get upside it, kind of goad his way up the mountain. He's looking down for picks, but Monster, this zone is not friendly to this lobby.
No, it's not at all. And this is probably the longest I've ever seen Storm Surge last on this Storm number in specific here. Zone 6, 30 players moving. I anticipated more players to go down there than did, but because of how many launch pads came out back there, they all survived somehow. So this is going to be a even more so stacked endgame for a mountain closeout. It's just chest-to-chest action right here. Fanta's going to take out another player. It's Raid who goes down. I'm seeing Fue in the feed here as Smith goes down to Refrigerator. There's Mr. Savage who takes out Nyrox. Things are just lighting up right now. Pro players against pro players. Invitation. This is crazy right now.
Oh my goodness, look at the pile that Fanta falls upon. Do you want a Fanta? Yes, I do. Flops all plenty. 7 flops for Fanta. Monster, he's going to go ahead and kind of eat a lot of this storm here and look for a high ground retake. That will be the big play for Fanta's run in this match. He has 43 points, and you said it. Pros, open qualifiers, content creators, all maxed up right now, but it is Fanta's world, and he's going ahead and dishing out a lot of pain to the backside of the zone, and he does eat it, but he does have plenty of heals and shields to live on, and especially with Midas's drum gun, Monster.
I mean, he's doing so good right here. He's going to find another stack of floppers. Oh my gosh. Talk about the incredible amount of luck right here. The flopper in its own with the launch pad here is going to allow him to stay in this game. And he's still looting. Like, he's just taking his time here. I mean, there's a player in front of him. He hits the shot, and that's going to be the refresher there just off of the siphon in its own. 3 players remain here. Obviously, one's on hot. Nikeva's here in the zone. He's not going to be enough, though. Scrib's going to find the beams here. And now it's Scrib who has height. And it's his game to take this dub right here. Nikeva once again makes it to an end game. Look how many points he has right now.
Oh my,
consistency.
Dude. Consistency is key as Nikeva is rocking with 95, has a bandy gun, and has the materials to be a big low ground warrior in this fight. Looking for that head dink with that AR. He's going to do his best to just kind of just make this fight last a little bit longer. It has to rely on Squib, maybe falling down from height. There it is, and bam! Gets the fall damage in the big dog pump. Nikeva with 106 points.